Hello, I'm Graham Fitch and I'm bringing you this video demonstration on pedalling from Steinway Hall in London, and this demonstration complements my article in issue 84 of Pianist magazine. I'm going to be talking today about fractional pedals, half pedals, and this is all relating to the right pedal. And to assist me in this, I've got what we're calling the damper cam, which is a close-up camera on the dampers, which will show you that in advanced piano playing, it's not a question of the pedal being either up or down. There are varying levels of pedal, and I'm going to get right onto that now by just asking you to demonstrate this for yourself at home. Just take a chord, fairly big chord, doesn't matter what it is, and have the pedal fully down and just play the chord, let go of it, and then gradually, did you hear there? I've gradually released my pedal. It's now, I don't know where it is scientifically, but it's near the top. If I release it a bit more, I've got a halo of sound. That's minimal resonance. So let's call our levels of resonance level 1 being almost nothing and level 10, let's say, being the full resonance of the piano. Now, I want you to bookmark, or perhaps I should say footmark, that place in your pedal, because it's different on every piano. That's why you can't be scientific about it. You've just got to find it for yourself. And after a while, you get very good at this. You really do, I promise you. You get so second nature finding that place. Now, in a piece such as the Fantasie-Impromptu, I'd start off with my pedal down before I started to maximize the resonance that I want to get from this G sharp. And then I change my pedal in the normal way when I play this. As I'm playing this pattern of notes, what I'm doing is I'm lifting my pedal to about, I don't know, you can't be scientific. Let's say it's a level 2 or a level 3. And then as I come in with my right hand, thin pedal, deeper, and I don't know if you could hear what I was doing. You'll be able to see if you look at the damper cam there. The pedal was almost dancing. It's what I call the dance of the dampers, this piece. Many other pieces as well. It's not a question of there's the pedal going down and here's the pedal coming up. It's a fluttering, it's a dancing. And with experience, you get very used to that and very skilled at it. Here's another example. This is Debussy's first arabesque. Often this piece is way over pedaled, and you can't actually, again, specify how deep the pedal is. I'm going to show you this little snippet just before the second section. Now what I did was, you'll see from the damper cam there, where am I in my pedal? You can tell me better than I can. Vibrating it, what I'm managing to do is to retain these harmony notes and have a halo of sound around me rather than a full deep pedal, which would be too much. So that would not be acceptable. It's the same with the end of the piece. You know, we have this. I adjusted my pedal very carefully for the second half of that bar because I wanted to kind of get rid of the D sharp if possible. Now I'm going to aim to do this in one adjusted pedal. So I haven't changed it, I've adjusted it. If you don't like the pedal on the last bar, or the penultimate bar I should say, you can change it there, you can lift it there. The sky's the limit. It's impossible to really notate this pedaling. I don't see how you could. A quarter of a pedal, a half a pedal, an eighth of a pedal. I call it fractional pedaling. There's a bit of controversy about the pedaling for the Moonlight Sonata first movement. Beethoven gives us a rather confusing instruction about the dampers being off the whole time. I think what one can do is to use, again, delayed pedalings and fractional pedalings. Now, instead of changing cleanly, see, I changed very late there. Very late there. Let me do that better. Very late. Late. Now here, what I'm wanting to do there is to do a little bit with my fingers. If you saw my previous demonstration on finger pedaling, late pedal. And that gives me a spooky kind of mysterious effect that a clean pedal would not really suit this piece. I don't feel. It's very personal. Everybody has their own solution to this particular piece. I'm going to move on quickly to half pedal, which is, again, misleading. Some people call it half damping, half pedal. The flutter pedal, for me, and I'm speaking personally, these terms are a little bit interchangeable. What I'm wanting to do here in this example from the end of the minuet from the Ravel sonatine, a genius writer, if ever there was a genius writer for the piano, Ravel was. He gives us this low D flat, and then this. Now I fluttered my pedal as late as possible, actually, because I don't have any objection to this. I don't know if you do. That's all fine, change there. Now I don't have any objection to that living in that pedal. That's also fine. There, I need to adjust it. And what I've managed to do there is to get rid of a lot of the mess from the middle of the piano while retaining the bass. And this is what half pedaling or fractional pedaling will enable us to do. Let me just demonstrate that for you. I'm going to play that D flat and I'm going to change pedal a lot of times. You'll see if you look at the damper cam. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've made 10 changes. If I did that with, let's say, this D flat, let me do exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3 changes and it's gone. Did you hear? So that means I can play that note and make very quick pedal changes and not lose it. It's almost magic. This is the great piano composers knew how to do this. If I go back and trap it, you hear it? Still alive. What I did then was to make very fast pedal changes on that and that. But actually, I find I don't really object to the build-up. Pedaling is very personal. Here's a very famous beginning of a piano concerto, which can be played, believe it or not, in one pedal, the Rachmaninoff second concerto. If I don't change my pedal, the piano itself will help me with this big crescendo. You don't have to not change pedal. I rather like not changing pedal. And you may say, well, hang on a minute. There's a C that's going to clash with a D flat and then a D and then an E flat. You're surely not telling me that it's acceptable to do in one pedal. The presence of that bass note, that bass F, forgives all of these dissonances upstairs. It really works wonderfully. Do try it. I've heard great pianists do it and I've heard great pianists not do it. So again, it's all very personal. Here's an example of a long pedal, yet another example of a long pedal from Liszt's Dante Sonata. He gives us this. And again, what you can do there is not literally hold the pedal down for the whole thing, but when you find the sound is a little bit disturbing to your ear, just flutter. You'll still be keeping the majority of that. Let me just end with an example from Brahms, the D minor concerto. You can pedal through a whole scale. Who would have thought? Absolutely, to open the piano up, to allow that to roar. I've got some more examples that I'd like to show you, if I can just quickly do this. Touch will show up in the pedal. Let me just show you now. I'm going to play staccato. Now let me do that legato. Now let me do that with a mixture of slurs and things. I think you can hear those through the pedal. So just because there are markings maybe like staccatos or rests doesn't mean to say we can't still use our pedal, and I think that's really important to remember. There's so much more I could say about the pedal. I've run out of time, so I'm going to have to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me.